What's up, guys? This video is going to look a little different today. So I'm going to do a bike check, and if you notice, I'm actually in the room where I kind of keep all my awards and winnings and stuff like that, all my helmets and skateboards from X Games and a bunch of different stuff Monster sent me. Some of the stuff is actually inside as well, but this is like the hangout spot for watching BMX videos and stuff like that. But this is actually under my step up of my ramp, so we're actually basically in the skate park right now. So I built this place a while ago and kept upgrading it over time, and it's just a cool spot to kind of hang out and do videos like this and just chill. So that's where we are right now. So I'm going to go through the whole bike. Basically I'll start at the back and work my way to the front, and why I ride certain things, the colors I picked, and the weight and all that stuff. So okay, so with the bike, I'm going to start with the back wheel and just work my way up to the front. As you can see, I've always ran Maxxis tires. Honestly, I just like the grip of them. Some of the other ones are super thin and kind of hurts my wrist when I ride, so I've always run Maxxis, and I run a 2.1 on the rear. And the rim I'm running is actually an Alienation Felon. Shout out to Alienation for sending me both the rims on this bike. And as everyone knows, if you've been trying to order polished rims, I couldn't find any, so I actually went and got these powder coated, basically a chrome polished color. So if anyone wants to do that, you can actually powder coat that and get it pretty close to polish. For the spokes, I got the rainbow titanium spokes with alloy nipples, save a bit of weight there. And then the hubs I've been running, shout out to Matt Copeland at Profile for hooking these hubs up so fast and getting them over to me. And they're actually the Matt Copeland signature cat eye hubs, and they have all the little holes in it, which I think is super cool. I've always ran Profile hubs since basically I started BMX, and these hubs came out recently, so I thought, why not run a little bit of a different hub? But they're sweet and they look cool, and not sure if it even saves any weight, but I just think the holes in it look sweet. That's the back wheel. And I just run normal tubes, if anyone wants to know. So I don't run any of those crazy light tubes or anything like that, because they always blow up in contests. So just, these are literally $6 Kenda tubes, and I blow them out. It's easy to swap out. I don't have to order anything. You can find them basically everywhere. Move forward from that, we'll go to the brake setup. I'll work my way up to the top as I go through, but the brake calipers I'm running are the E-Clat ones, and I've always trusted by them. They are, in my mind, the best brake calipers. And I've had Fly and all the different ones and a lot of Odyssey and stuff, but I really do like the E-Clat ones. They're super light and they never ever rub. So some of the brake calipers rub in the middle. These ones don't ever rub. And the brake pads are Cool Stop. So shout out to Cool Stop for hooking me up with brake pads always. They are the best brake pads. They grab like crazy. Sometimes I have to pull my brakes actually off my rim because they're so stuck, which I like. So go get yourself a pair of those. You go to the chain right now. I don't know what I'm actually running a Cult chain. So I did a little bit of digging, and I found that the Cult chains are a bit lighter than some of the other ones, so I just ended up going with a half-link Cult chain on this one. I don't run it too tight. I keep my cranks a bit tight, so I just kind of leave it the way it is and run it. It's got some tight spots in it right now, but it is nice. I did forget. Let's just throw in titanium female, bolt, titanium driver, and I run Animal, I think they're the Butcher Peg. I don't know what it is. And they're actually the 4.5s. I don't know if you can find those anymore, but they're a little longer, nice for ice picks and ice slides. And I got a Profile, I think it's a front hub guard, but I put it on the rear. So if I bring my bike around, you can see I only run a half hub guard on the rear, save some weight, and it fits fine. Never had any trouble. So it is awesome. We're going to move up to the cranks now. I'm running Profile 165 cranks. I like my crank arms to be a bit shorter, and I find it's just a little more stiff, less flex. Just really like them. And I got the tie bolt in that in kink bottom bracket. And then to flip it around, I got the sprocket I got is a 20 8-tooth profile sprocket. I'm not sure which one that is, but it's one of my favorite sprockets. Spline drive as well, so no bolt needed at all. It's just a little cleaner look. I keep it as close as I can to the frame. Try to get my chain alignment as good as I can, but that is the sprocket setup that I do run, and I keep my cranks quite tight. Like nothing crazy, but like if I throw them like that, it's only going to do about half, maybe a little bit more. Any tighter, I find my feet falling off in the air. So I want them a bit tight so when I'm doing tricks, my cranks aren't spinning in the air, but I also want them a bit loose so when I do tuck no handers and some other tricks, my cranks can actually move with my feet freely. So some people run them locked out. I cannot do that, and I like to be able to pedal and feel nice when I pedal and not feel any resistance. And then we'll go to the pedals. We run the trusty premiums. I've been running these same pedals for, I can't tell you how long, maybe 6 or 7 years now, if not 8. But yeah, I had plastics way back. My feet were slipping. I was shinning myself. I found, you know what, run the premiums, keep the metal pins, and they're replaceable, which is super nice. And yeah, they're light. And they keep the feet on really nice, especially on dirt jumps in the mud and dirt and all that. They never really slide off, unless you obviously miss your pedal. But let's move up to the seat. I just got this seat off, like, I think I ordered off Source. It's just a random, it's like a rant seat. It's a seat and seat post combo. It's like super light. I think texture looks pretty cool, so I ended up going with that seat. So I always play around with seats and stuff. So you know, it's cheap. I think it was like 15 or 20 bucks. So if anyone wants to get a seat like that, go grab it. And seems like the one-piece seats are now a new thing. It's the new light thing to do, and as long as they look cool, I'll grab one. Why not, right? Let's go into the brakes. Going up here, go to the cables. A lot of people run shifter cables. I actually run the Odyssey cables, so the ones that are a little bit thicker, because I hate when my brakes snap or when they're about to snap at a contest. So I run the thicker actual brake cable, not a shifter cable. And got a little, I don't even know what this is, but it's a little bolts right into the frame, and you can put both your barrel adjusters in it. So it's not a big London mod, it's just like a mini small London mod. I'm not even sure the name of it. And then we got Odyssey brake cables, and then we got the brake noodles, the silver little brake noodles, which I find make braking a lot nicer. Like, my brakes are always super dialed. I've always trusted by those, and they've always worked super well. The gyro I run is a Shadow Conspiracy gyro. I think it was the Drew B signature from way back. Shout out to Drew B for making probably the best gyro ever. So that gyro's got something that a lot of other ones don't. If you can see right here, it has a little Allen keyhole, so you can pinch your cable so that your brakes don't ever pop out of your gyro. And that's a big thing for brake riders. Like, I've had it pop out mid-run and it's no good. Alright, to add to that, I also have a tie bolt holding my seat post in. So that's super nice, a little bolt back here. But back up to the gyro. Another big thing I like is I'm not sure what company makes this, but it's like gyro plate, but it's hard to see, but it's got a little edge drop in it. So it's sunken in. So my stem almost fits nicer into it. And I've always ran that one. I really like that. And then these are actually upper cables from Odyssey as well, but they are the 400s. So they make, I think it's a 450 and a 400. The 400s they don't make anymore, and that's why when you look at my bars, my cables don't touch the top, because they're actually shorter than normal. I think this is my last pair, and I don't have any more left. Please, Odyssey, make some more cables that are shorter, because I don't need tape up here, and it looks way cleaner. And then we're going with the trusty Odyssey small lever, which I've ran forever with some tie bolts in it, and yeah, it's been absolutely amazing. I would probably never change this brake lever. It's the best one I've ever ridden, and it just feels good on the hand, and I'm so used to it at this point that I can't really switch. So that's the whole brake setup basically. And then all we got left really is the front end of the bike. So I'll work top to bottom. We got E-clat grips. Always like these grips. I'm not sure what kind, but another big one is, I think these are Kink ultralight bar ends. So they got like 2 little Allen keys that hold them in, but you know, why not just get metal bar ends? They weigh absolutely nothing, and instead of blowing out your normal bar ends, you just run these and you can smash your bars on the ground. It's fine. And then I got, for bars, I just recently went from 9s to 925, which was a big change for me, but I really like it. And these are the Fiend Team 925 bars in polish or chrome. Yeah, I really do enjoy these bars. I've went through a couple sets of them, just dropping the bike and filming my new video, and I like the feel of them, and they're sweet. To go down from that, we got Haro lineage stem, 52 mil reach. I like a little bit of a longer stem and a shorter frame. I am a bit of a not taller dude, but I'd say I have a decent, you know, reach on my arms. So it's nice to have a bike that feels a little bit bigger with the stem being longer, but my frame being just a little shorter than, say, a 21 or 27.5. It's a 20.6. So lineage stem, and then a bunch of polished spacers in here with a Odyssey headset. An Odyssey headset's sick too. And then to move to the forks down here, I have the Odyssey, or actually, sorry, Sunday Dark Wave, I think they are. They're the R28 forks. So yeah, I really like these forks a lot. I found the 25 is a bit too steep, and the 32 is way too mellowed out, and so I think these are just the perfect mixture. And then I also have a 75.5 head tube, so if anyone, you know, has a 75 head tube, the R25s might work good, but with the 75.5 head tube, I find the R28s are just magical. Move on to the tire here, same as the back. We got Maxxis, and it's a 2.3, so I run a 2.3 on the front and then a 2.1 in the back. And then we got a Deviant rim, normal tube, rainbow tie spokes with the alloy nipples, save some weight. And then another one of the cat eye hubs, the profile cat eye hubs, with the tie bolts on both sides and the small hub guard and the butcher peg, animal peg, super light peg. It's like, I think I've done the comparison with tie pegs, and I think the tie pegs are like 3 ounces, and these ones are like 1.5 or something like that. So yeah, it's definitely super light and worth grabbing one of those. But besides that, I think that's basically the entire bike. Another little couple things is the cool stop pads come with an Allen key bolt. I ended up going out and getting a lock nut and putting it on just so the brake's a little tighter and I can ratchet it down with a wrench. And I always run my brake lever here, so my cables, like if you could see, are basically perfectly in line with my bar. So I don't run it super far out, I run it almost flush to the bar. As long as the cables are perfectly going out flush to the bar, that's how I run it. And I run a slam seat as well. I just like the look. All these high seats, I don't really like the look of it, so I've always ran a slam seat, you know, watching Baldock when I grew up, and a bunch of other Webby and all those tech dudes in Coldborn. They all ran such a low seat that I feel like it's just my style nowadays, and it's how I keep it. But yeah, that's the entire 2025 bike build. I didn't really do a proper post or anything until later on about this bike, so I'm super hyped how it turned out. The frame would be the last thing. This color I actually ordered to get it powder coated, and it's got like a vein texture in it, so it's super cool. Probably hard to see in this lighting, like in the ramp here, but it's if you ever look up vein texture paint, that's what it is. I think it's what it was, a sky blue, or what was it?
Yeah, it was something like that.
Something like a sky blue or something, but blue's my favorite color, so I thought, you know, might as well stay with the blue and the all chrome everything. I really like the look of that type of colorway. And this frame is, I think it's a 12.7 rear end, 20.6 top tube, 11.55 BB, and like I said, 75.5 head tube, so it's kind of a shorter frame, and it's got a super low standover. I'm not sure what the standover height is, but yeah, it's been treating me really well. It's kind of like a prototype right now, and so I've just been riding and feeling out, right? I don't have any sponsors for frames or anything like that, so I could just kind of do whatever I want at this point, and this frame's been feeling really good. Another thing, little add-on thing, is my crank arm. I'm very picky when it comes to spacing from my crank arm to my frame, and that's about, I'd say, like, you know, like 2 pennies or something like that. Like, it's very small. If you could see my finger here, it's just sometimes it flexes and actually hits the frame, but I've always liked exactly the same on both sides and a very small spacing. So some people don't care and they'll throw their crank, you know, half-inch out or something. Not half-inch, but like, you know, quite far out. And but I don't like putting my crank that far out. I just like it in a nice spot, pretty close, but not too close. I think the last thing would be how I run my bars. I run my bars a bit Chicago, like I said. I like my bike to feel a little bit bigger. So when I put my bars further forward, it feels a bit bigger and more open. And I feel like, you know, it's a small bike, but it feels a little further away from me, which is nice. And it feels like there's more room when I'm doing bar spins. And I also watched Mad Dog and Brett growing up riding a lot, so I always wanted to kind of ride like him, so that's another reason why my bars are super far forward. But if you look at it from this angle, they're not, if I were to align them with my fork, they'd probably be here. So they're, you know, I'd say almost 2 inches or so further forward than most. And I just really enjoy that. I think they feel good, and that's how I like my bike. I think I went through absolutely everything there. That is the bike as of now until she breaks in half or something and I get a new one. But I'll be riding this thing for the next couple months, if not half a year, and then I'll move on to a different one at some point. But yeah, I like this thing. It turned out exactly how I wanted to. It's super clean, and hopefully I keep it like that, because I hate when stuff gets scratched up and beat up, you know, when it's brand new. So if I don't throw it and don't drop it, that is good. All the awards and stuff I've won, but yeah, that's all my helmets. Like I said earlier, this is the room under my step up. So I basically have a lot of the checks from like way back. A lot of these ones, like the free flow ones, are from when I had like pre-sponsors, pre-everything. I was basically like 14, 15 years old, just kind of getting into the competing career path. And so it's the free flow ones, like they don't even do free flow with Ally Sports. Like those both were pretty fun events, but it was sick because they gave you a big check like that I can bring home, throw on my wall. A couple other ones are from Feast, from 3rd place and 5th place. Another UCI World Series 5th place from 2017, which is quite a long ago, 2016. And then I got a couple pictures of myself with the gold medal that my mom actually got for me, which is a super cool picture. And a picture of me and Haven. They're all painted pictures. That's super sweet as well. And then, then this was actually Pepsi Pro-Am in Montreal. They don't do that event either anymore, but that was way back in like 2014 or something like that. So that's a cool one. And then 3rd place at Ultimate X. A couple other small ones. Night Harvest, when they did Night Harvest. And then we got the surfboard right here that me and Haven actually won from Monster Canada. So they did a competition, who's going to make the most creative monster video, and we ended up making 2 chairs out of snow outside that we built, lawn chairs, and we had a couple monsters and an umbrella, and we did a whole video. And they loved it, and they picked us as the winners, so we won the surfboard. And we got the skateboards. So I've tried to get almost every board I can every year. I missed a few, but 2024 Japan, we got 2024 Ventura, same year, right? And then we got, I think I messed the order up here, we got 2023 from California, from Ventura, and I got everyone to sign that on that one. And then we got the 2022 from Axel's house. So that was Crazy X Games that happened at Axel. Super cool one. From Minneapolis, and that's 2019. Like I said, I missed a couple, so plus COVID happened, so they weren't making the skateboards then. And then we got 2018 Minneapolis, and then 2017 Minneapolis, and then Austin, Texas, which I think may have been one of my first. And look, that's 2014. So a while ago. Like I said, I don't have all the boards, but I've tried keeping as many as I can. But I think it's super cool to have them all, even just for the future or for decoration or whatever. But that is my bike check. That is the ramp. That's my helmet collection, some of my awards and stuff like that. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoy this video. And that me doing a bike check maybe helps you with the way you set your bike up or build your new bike. And oh, we can show you Ben Mallett's bed quick if you want to see Ben Mallett's bed. Yeah. So we got that. And then
we got the ramp bunk beds.
This is a treadmill for running that we've had right here. I just folded it up. But yeah, that's about it. Ben Mallett likes his GTA poster beside him when he sleeps.
Ben's girlfriend. The one on the left.
And then that is it. That is the Mike Varga 2025 bike check. I hurt my knee a little bit ago, so I was supposed to be in Texas. I ended up not going, and then I was supposed to be in South Africa. And that was all within like a week and a half, those two events. So I've had to cancel on those events and do a little bit of, rehab and just chill out, let it heal. And then I'll be back at it at the end of the month at another event. But hope you enjoyed this video, and I'm hoping next week it's back to biking in the next vlog. And yeah, we'll see. So put some ice on this thing, and I'm going to chill out. And I hope you guys go ride your bikes and have some fun and learn some new tricks. Peace out, guys. And I can't forget the wiener man. He was sleeping the entire bike check. There he is. 18-year-old weenie man.
He's 19.
Weenie, what are you doing? 19-year-old.
Blind bean.
It keeps us happy. All right.
Beans.